Hi cuties! I hope that you guys are doing so well. So today I'm going to be trying the puffy nail art trend. Thank you to those of you who commented on some of my other videos telling me to do this trend and tagging me on Instagram in it because I was like low-key totally unaware of it and it is so cool. So I cannot wait to try it in today's video. But that's not it. I also have some new gel polishes from Blue Sky that I'm going to be trying today. What are we waiting for? Let's get into some puffy nail art. Let's go! Last night before I went to bed, I decided that I wanted to do a practice nail just to make sure that I wasn't going to completely butcher this nail design. So I came up with this. It was literally just a really simple little heart just to practice, and I didn't file it or anything because I just couldn't be bothered. And I think it turned out all right. So I'm confident that I will be able to execute this design. However, this alone literally took an entire hour. Yeah, an entire hour for one nail. And this nail is like short. That being said, I know it is probably smarter to do this nail design on short to medium nails and probably almond or stiletto so that I don't have as much surface area to cover. However, am I smart? No, I'm not, and I want what I want. So, despite my better judgment and the fact that I asked you guys whether I should do long square or medium to short almond, and a lot of y'all said short to medium almond, I'm doing long square because I want to. And I'm probably gonna hate myself for this decision in about 6 hours when I'm still not even close to being finished. But you know what? I'm doing it for you guys. I haven't seen anyone do like long nails with this design, and it's probably because it takes an eternity, and doing long nails just makes it take even longer. But you know what? You know what I say? I say that Anne in 10 hours can deal with the pain. Right now, all I know is that I want long square nails. I haven't used these tips in a minute. I'm excited. I really like these. Alrighty, I've got those all sized out. So before I put those on though, I am going to give my rubber base gel a quick buff. If you do this rubber base gel technique and you put on your rubber base gel right before you put the tips on, you definitely don't need to buff them. You can just skip that since the base layer gel would be pretty fresh. Since I did mine yesterday and it's been like almost 24 hours since I did it, I definitely want to give these a buff to make sure that everything sticks on well. Get rid of all those oils and such that has accumulated on them. Epic. So now it's time to get the tips prepped. And I'm just going to do that super easily by using my acid-free primer and just giving each of these tips a bit of a scrub just in the area where the tip is actually going to be sitting on my nail bed. So not the entire tip. It's been a minute since I put on full cover tips with y'all. I hope you didn't miss it too much. Epic. So now that all of the tips are prepped, I'm just going to finish prepping my nails. And that's going to be super easy. I'm just going to start with my dehydrator to get rid of any excess oils or moisture that could interfere with the adhesion. Also, if you noticed, this is the finger, the cuticle that started bleeding during my live because I was not paying attention to what I was doing and it just kept bleeding, and I swear it was not even a bad cut. Like, it's totally fine now. There's just a bit of like dried blood that I couldn't scrape off. Okay, anyway, you don't need to look at that. Let's go in with the primer. And now that that's dry, we can finally start putting on our tips. And I'm going to be using this gel. It's the solid gel from Shein. And I really like this one because it's solid, but it's still soft in a way. I find it just very easy to work with. And also, I got a new little gooseneck lamp because my old one decided to start dying. So yeah, I'm gonna be using this. It's so cute. It looks like a little lotus flower or something. And I love how it actually has a stand to stand on my desk because my old one just had a little clip and I would have to like balance it and such to make sure it wasn't gonna fall down. But this one, it just so conveniently stands on its own. So nice. It was less than $10, I think. I will link it down below if y'all are in need of a gooseneck lamp. But anyway, and this one is actually like motion activated. So yeah. At first when I got it, I was confused. I was like, why isn't it working? Because I kept clicking the button and nothing was happening. And then I realized it's motion activated, which is actually very nice. So I'm just gonna scoop a bit of this solid gel on here. I prefer to get a little too much rather than get not enough of it because it's really easy to scrape off any extra. And then the way I actually find easiest to do this is if you kind of press it down starting in the middle and like kind of like move it down like that and then squeeze down. I don't know if that made any sense, but I'm sure you could see what I was doing. All I'm saying is that it's easier to start towards the middle and press it down than start by the cuticle like you would with regular gel. And then I got some spillage, so I'm just gonna go around with my cuticle scrapey thing and scrape that off. That's looking pretty good. All that little extra stuff is nothing that we can't easily smooth out with a cuticle bit afterwards. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a little flash cure, just so that I don't accidentally knock it and make it crooked or something. Perfect. So now it's pretty solid on there, but not fully cured yet. We will do that at the end. So now I'm just gonna put the rest of these on. I also just want to say thank you to all of y'all who showed up in my first live. It was so much fun. It literally went better than I could have expected it to, even though my brain was like all over the place. Y'all just made it such an enjoyable time and I really want to do more of them. So also don't worry to those of you guys who didn't make it. Don't worry, there will be lots more lives in the future, hopefully. Honestly, you guys, if you are having trouble putting on full cover tips with the regular nail glue gel, like getting a lot of overspillage, I would really recommend using solid nail glue gel. I know a lot of you guys already know that, but for those of you who haven't heard of it yet, definitely. I will link some down below for y'all. Anyway, I'm gonna give these a full 60-second cure, and then I'm just gonna take my cuticle bits and try to smooth out all of that extra gel and make everything look nice and smooth and clean up the edges, you know what I'm saying? Make sure if there's any that did still overspill a tiny bit, I clean that up. And then I'm also going to take my buffer and completely buff all of these tips so that the gel will adhere. 100% adhesion rate. All right, cool. So here is how the tips are looking. They're looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. It's finally time to get into the main attraction, the puffy nail art. Let's do some puffy nail art. So like I mentioned before, I'm going to be using these new Blue Sky gel polishes that I got. Here's what they look like. So I'm really excited to use these. And I also do have a code with Blue Sky now. So here are some of those Blue Sky gel polishes. And luckily they are like the prettiest, vibrant, bright colors ever. If you do like watching me do the swatches, you can go watch this short. But yeah, so between putting these tips on and right now, this very moment, I actually went to the gym and I had a moment to think about the design that I wanted to do for these nails, because originally my plan was to do like a full puffy nail art on all of these, but I decided that that probably would be too much. Like, I need to get real with myself, all right? It's probably not going to be possible for me to do all of these today if I want to do every single nail fully puffy. So what I decided was that I'm going to do only 2 of them fully puffy, and I'm going to do puffy French tips on these 3. So I think that will be really cool. So that's the plan, but let's start with the thumb, and the thumb is going to be fully puffy. So for inspiration for these puffy designs, I went on Pinterest and I looked up puffy wallpapers, and I got a whole bunch of cute different design ideas. So I know I'm probably going to hate myself for doing this, but this is the inspiration for this first nail. Yeah, it's a lot, but I think I can do it. This repeating heart design is just so pretty and I want to do it. Okay, so we're gonna start off going in strong, especially because I know that my enthusiasm is definitely going to dwindle towards the end. So to make the puffy design, I'm going to be using this builder gel from Sauvaland, and I actually got this big 200-gram refill pack, and I will link it down below if it's still available. I really like this one because it's super thick, and it's not going to start like leveling out on you before you want it to, because these ones we want it to be puffy. We don't really want it to like flatten out, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to be using this. I actually don't even have like the regular bottle of the builder gel. So I'm just going to be squeezing it directly out of here. Okay, this might seem really random, but I'm gonna be using this like piece of, I don't know, plastic as my palette today because I want to be able to just cure the gel on and then like peel it off whenever I'm done instead of having to like wipe it off with a paper towel and alcohol and acetone because that's just like so annoying and I cannot be bothered. Okay, so the way that I'm actually going to approach this is I'm going to draw on the design first. So I'm just gonna go in with the colors that I want and I'm gonna map out the repeating heart design, and then after I do that I'm gonna go back in and make it puffy. Okay, so let's just start by mapping out the design, and I think for the repeating hearts I'm gonna do something a little bit different and I'm gonna use different colors. I think I'm gonna go for like a very bright set today, more like summery, since I'm feeling like it's getting really warm and more like summer. So I'm gonna use this Love River color, this Loving Nature color. I'm gonna use this Sorbet Zest color, this yellow one, and actually I think I'm going to just stick to those three for the first one. All right, let's do this. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of each of these colors on my palette. Dude, this yellow is so freaking pretty, bro. Wow. Honestly, I am not a fan of yellow, but like I want to lick this. That sounds disgusting, but I don't know. It just looks like a candy or something. It looks so nice. All right, let's do this. I'm just gonna go in straight just with the gel and I'm going to make the repeating hearts. I'm also gonna try to make the lines pretty thick. Like I want these hearts to be pretty thick. I'm not trying to make super thin repeating lines because I want them to be thick enough for me actually to do the puffy design. So I'm just keeping that in mind as I'm going. I also have to wipe my brush off in between every color, which is a little bit annoying, but it is what it is. Okay, so I fully cured that, and I think that these colors are actually so cute. Like, look at that. And this gel polish is actually so nice. I'm noticing that it is not streaky at all, which I absolutely love. It like levels out so freaking smoothly. Literally, it's so annoying when you're trying to do nail art with streaky gel polish. It's so frustrating because you have to keep going over and over and over again. But this was amazing. Anyway, now that we've got it all mapped out, it's time to add the puff, the poof, the poofiness. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna take some of this and I'm going to add it to the colors that I already have on my palette. Now, this stuff is super thick and stringy. Like, look at that. That is what you want when you do this. Something nice and thick. I'm just gonna mix it into the blue that I have left. And then I'm gonna wipe off my tool and mix some into each of the other colors as well. And what's nice is that it doesn't have to be super opaque or anything, because since I've already got down like the main mapping out of the colors, it should look really bright no matter what. I can't get over how pretty these colors are. It looks like candy. Like, I don't even know. It's just so pretty. I love it. And for the builder gel, I'm actually going to use this brush because it is a tiny bit shorter and a bit thicker than this one that I used to do the nail art, the line art or whatever. And I'm going to just get a nice glob and I'm going to start putting it on where I have it mapped out, just like really slowly. Also, since this gel is really thick, you have to work with it a bit slowly and kind of like float it over where you want it to. It's not easy to just brush it on, if you know what I'm saying. Also, one thing that I'm trying to do is keep it from getting too thick, especially on the sides. With my practice one that I did last night, the one that I showed you at the beginning of this video, I made it way too thick and I realized that it was pretty unnecessary. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep it thin at first, and then if I need to, I can go back in after everything is fully cured and I can add more thickness. All right, so there you go. You can tell it's really thin still, but it has got that poof to it. All right, so once it's kind of smooth, leveled out enough where it's not super bumpy or anything, the surface looks pretty even of the heart, I'm going to give that a quick flash cure for like 15 seconds. And I'm gonna move on to the blue one, just floating the gel over the whole thing. And I'm not worried too much if I get it on any of the other colors or get the blue somewhere where it's not supposed to be, because I'm gonna go in before I cure it and make sure that everything is cleaned up. So I'm taking my brush with a little bit of alcohol on it and I'm just wiping any of the blue off from the yellow section. And then what I also like to do before I cure that is take a little wooden cuticle pusher and take this pointy side at this end and kind of just trace around the pink heart to make sure that there's still like that nice dividing line. I don't know what you would call it, like indent. You want to make sure basically that that line is still there, because that's kind of what makes it look puffy instead of just one thick nail, if you know what I mean. And then just give that a cure. And now I'm just going to continue that same process for the next layers. I'm not going to explain in depth every single layer because I think we might be here for a very, very, very long time if I did that. And I think I might even lose my voice if I did that. So let's just speed on through this. I'm also finding that it's a lot easier if you go in with just a tiny bit of gel on your brush first and kind of put a layer of the builder gel on the entire area that you want to fill, and then go in and kind of build up the poof in that area. Okay, sorry, my camera kind of died towards the end there, but I finished that and I fully cured it, and I think I did a really good job of keeping it from getting too thick on the sides. And honestly, I think that it was a lot easier to do that because of this specific design that I chose. Also, there was just like a tiny little ass mosquito or fly or something that just flew by. What the heck? Anyway, here it is. I know at this point that I could take a super thin e-file bit and, like, you know, make the lines even more precise, but I honestly don't know if I want to do that. I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary, but maybe I'll just try for this first one just to give it a try. Just a lot of work for one nail, bruh. Anyway, I'm going to use this bit because it's like the sharpest bit that I have. Not the sharpest, just like the thinnest. And I'm going to take out my dust collector and keep it away from this palette because I don't want a bunch of dust getting in here. And then I'm going to do this literally at like a speed 3 or 4, maybe 5. I'm kind of just gonna outline in each of the crevices, basically just making the crevices even deeper and more defined. Okay, I think that may have helped a tad bit. Here's what it looks like from the side. I think it looks pretty good. I think that the only thing that could be a little bit better is if this blue one right here was a little bit poofier. I'm definitely gonna have to go wash this off to get rid of any of the dust that's stuck in the crevices before I go in with any more gel. I'm gonna go wash this and scrub it real quick, and then I'm just gonna touch up each of these little layers just a little bit, just add a little bit more floof to each of them by just putting a little bit more gel, just a little bit. Did this one nail take an hour and a half? Yes, okay. It may have taken longer than an hour and a half, but am I complaining? Absolutely not, because look at how epic that looks. That looks so good. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy with that. That is so good. Honestly, that is so much better than I thought it was gonna look. Like, this was my practice nail. I feel like this is a lot better than my practice nail. I don't know, maybe you like my practice nail better, but But I am like scared of anything happening to this one, so I'm actually gonna go straight away with a top coat. I'm gonna go straight in with my top coaty. So I'm just gonna put the top coat over the entire thing, not really worrying about the crevices and what have you. And then if I need to, I'm gonna go back in with a little liner brush and go through those crevices to make sure that none of the gel pulled up in there. If you want to do this nail design, I 1000% recommend using builder gel. You can literally use any builder gel that you have, but builder gel is just like the perfect consistency because I feel like it really holds its shape but levels out at the same time, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, so I've got the whole thing top coated, but I haven't cured it yet. I'm just going to go in with my liner brush and go through all of the little crevices and just wipe out any excess poolage of top coat. And booyah! Epic! That turned out so good! At the end, I'm going to try to remember to file the free edges, but for now, this one, she is done. Our first puffy nail, you guys. How do you like her? I actually love her so much. Wow, I cannot stop looking at her. Anyway, that's one down, and we've still got 4 to go, so, like, I need to get a move on because I'm gonna be here for absolutely infinity, but it's okay, it'll be worth it because I've got caffeine and you know what, these nails are gonna look epic, so you know what, it's fine. I'm just gonna go refill my water so I don't get parched and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I went and got a snack and filled up on some agua, and in the 15 minutes that it took me to do that, I have now decided that I don't really like this one. And you know what the reason is because I went on Pinterest and I started looking for like more puffy nail art inspiration, and I started comparing mine to other people's, and now I feel like mine is bad. But you know what? I'm not gonna let that stop me. I'm not letting it stop me. But I have kind of rethought my design plan. Okay, I've kind of rethought it. I think that instead of just making this a puffy nail art set, I'm going to use this as a chance to experiment with the puffy nail art design for you guys. So the first thing I want to do to experiment is I want to see if we can incorporate stickers into the puffy nail art design, because I feel like it would be super cute if I could put this adorable little cat and make him puffy. So I'm gonna do it, because why not? Why not? And these cats are just so cute and they're my nails. Okay, I'm doing what makes me happy. Look at this. That's adorable. Okay, I'm gonna use him because he's a really simple little circle, and I'm gonna put him right there. Perfect. And I guess it would be easy to keep the shape's pretty simple, so I'm also going to use this circle one. Not circle one, but it's just a cat head, so it's very circular, if you know what I'm saying. I'm going to put that guy down here. Perfecto. Okay, I think if I add any more stickers, it's going to get way too crowded, so I'm going to leave it like this. Which color? Which color to use? I feel like this blue would just be really cute to use again, but this blue could be cute too. Let's use the darker blue this time. I'm gonna go with Celeste. I kind of just want these nails to be colorful and fun, okay? That's the goal, colorful and fun, all right? And what I'm gonna do now is I'm literally just going to paint the entire nail, like all the space around the stickers, with the blue Celeste color. Just block in all that area in blue. So now that that's fully cured, I'm going to use just clear builder gel to make the little cat stickers more 3D, more puffy. I'm basically just gonna try to add a dome to them with the clear builder gel. cat faces look so funny under the gel, bro. I'm so glad I used these. They look so derpy. I love it. So at this point, apparently my microphone stopped recording and I didn't realize it, but now I'm basically just mixing clear boulder gel with the same blue Celeste color, and then I'm going to take that mixture and make the puffy effect on the rest of my nail. Alright, so this nail really isn't that bad, other than the fact that I got very carried away and now it is very puffy. No, but seriously, so I definitely need to take my file and try to thin out the sides a bit because, I mean, I know these are supposed to be puffy, but this is just a little too puffy for me. So I'm just going to use my wooden file and try to bring in the sides a bit and sharpen everything up. Hopefully it won't take away from the puffiness of the nail. Hopefully it'll just make it look thinner and not so wide. Okay, I think that helped to some degree. But honestly, I don't know how I'm feeling about this nail. Okay, one thing's for sure, I definitely need to go back in and add some clear to this because I'm trying to get everything to be, all the highest points to be the same. And right now, these are really high and these 2 points down here seem a lot lower, if you can see what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to go in and add some clear to this cat down here and maybe a little bit of blue down here as well, just to kind of try to match up all of the highest peak points. But you guys, I'm going to be honest with you, like this is low-key harder than I was expecting it to be, just a little bit. Another hour and a half, another nail. And this is really as good as I'm gonna get this one, I think. I just want to be done with this. I've been working on this one for so long. I thought that the stickers were gonna make it easier, but honestly, I don't even know. It was still hard. It was hard. And I didn't even actually end up going in with my like e-file on this one because I found that I just like didn't need to, and it looks fine like this, I think. So we're gonna put a top coat on. Epic top coat time. Yes. I was honestly getting so frustrated with this one at some point. I really just wanted to be done with it. I was like, oh my god. I literally had to do the layer of blue like 20 times. Like this nail, she thick. She thick. Alrighty, I'm giving her a full cure and we're calling her done. 2 down, 3 to go. Okay, you guys, I'm really going to try to actually make this one simple, okay? This one's just gonna be simple. Hopefully it won't take a million years, okay? But I wiped it off with alcohol, so now I've got to put some primer on because there's a million white marks, which happens when you wipe off with alcohol most times. It leaves behind that like residue or something, or just like stain. It's kind of annoying. Okay, for this one, we're doing a star. We are doing just one simple star in the center, in the very center. I really want to use this color, this one right here, Fruit Twist, because it is just like so pretty and bright, but I don't know which color to pair it with. I would pair it with the blue, but I don't want to put 2 blue nails next to each other because I just feel like that would be wrong. I might have to just do this one yellow and green then, actually. Or maybe use this one for the next nail. So you'd think for a star nail, it would be a yellow star in a green background, right? Wrong. We're doing a green star with a yellow background. Because I want this set to be funky. Funky. I figure that maybe if I just like make it look like it's supposed to be a disaster, maybe when it is a disaster, it will like, you know, look like I did that on purpose, you know? I'm sorry, I do not know what was wrong with me, but that was not happening on camera. I literally just could not do it. I had to do it like an inch away from my face, and it doesn't even look like, what is that? Like, I like the look of super huge star, you know, like that, like the star that takes up the whole thing, but now you can't even tell that it's a star. So this actually worked in my favor because it gave me the most magnificent idea. So you know how I was telling you guys that I want to try to use charms in the puffy nails? And you remember these chubby little green stars that I went ballistic over in my Temu haul video? Well, oh freaking booty hole. This is why I write top on them. This is why, bro. This is why. Oh, that's crazy. They actually almost all went back into their specific places. Anyway, just pretend that didn't happen. I think that it would be so freaking adorable if I used one of these chubby stars and I put it in the center like that. And then I did the puffy nails around it. I think that would literally be way too adorable for words. So we're doing it. We're doing it. Should have done this a long time ago. Cute. I just love this star so much. It's so pretty. I want to get like 1,000 of those. So cute. And just cure that. Okay, I think putting that star in the middle is definitely going to make it look so much cuter than it would have without it. But I definitely also think that it's going to make this process of adding the puffy to the green star a little bit harder than it would have been without it. But it's okay. It'll be worth it. Maybe. I say that now. In an hour when I'm still working on the puffy, I will be regretting it. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go in with the builder gel mixed with the same colors that I used for the star and the yellow background. I think this is my new favorite neon green gel that I have. This is literally so pretty, this color. And the color is like a tiny teensy bit jelly, which is like so cute in my opinion. I literally cannot wait to use these fluorescent colors for summer, dude. I find that what makes this whole process a bit easier is if you cure for 10 seconds, like very often, like not in between each layer, but in between each section. So like I'm literally curing for 10 seconds every single time I put down like a bead of gel, if I can say that. Is it called a bead? What's it called? I'm just calling it a bead. Every single bead of gel that I put down, once I have it where I want it to be, I cure it for 10 seconds so that it doesn't, you know, move. Oh my goodness, I feel like that green looks literally so perfect. I don't know why, it just looks so cute. So now I'm gonna do the yellow and I'm gonna try not to mess it up. I'm really gonna try not to mess it up. Y'all, I'm literally over here trying not to give up, singing that song by The Rock in my head. Do y'all know that song? Probably don't know that song. My little cousin told me about it. Well, he's not little, he's like senior in high school, but little to me. My little cousin told me about it. He's a wrestler and he would sing it. It was like, it's about drive, it's about power. We are hungry, we devour. Rock, please don't come after me. Please don't come after me, Rock. Okay, the only thing that I'm gonna do before I top coat it is file this free edge a little bit just to make it look more crisp. I wanna do it before I top coat it because, I don't know, I don't want the filing to affect the top coat in any sort of way. Okay, and finally, we can put a top coat on our third nail. I don't think that my video is doing justice to how time consuming doing an entire handful of these nails is, because I'm pretty much just doing like the important stuff on camera. Like I'll do the first layer, maybe 2 layers on camera, and then off camera, I'm like trying to perfect it and doing all the little touch-ups that like is just very repetitive, and like you don't need to see that part because it's just like me being a perfectionist. But basically, let me just tell you that this is really time consuming. Very time consuming. If you don't have a lot of patience, I would not recommend. Not that I have patience. I definitely don't. I'm getting very restless. Not going to lie. Okay, for the next one, I think that a simple, cute little cloud nail is definitely in order. So thankfully, I did pick out a white gel from Blue Sky. So yay. Ooh, this gel is so like smooth. I don't even like, look at that. It's not like thick. It's like thick, but it's like thin at the same time, if you know what I'm saying. So it's not super streaky. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I'm going to use the white, and then I'm also going to use this Loving Nature color again that I used on this nail because that is a perfect cute blue sky color. Oh my goodness, I didn't even realize that. I'm using the blue from Blue Sky to create a blue sky. What? That's crazy. Anyway, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to start by applying some primer to this nail actually because this set has been taking a real long time, and I feel like the buffing that I did like 6 hours ago probably isn't even like gonna work for me for the adhesion anymore. So yeah, I feel like it probably got oily and such since then. Okay, this might be TMI, but have you ever gotten a pimple like on your lip? Because I have one. I've had one like in the corner of my lip, and it's low-key painful. So yeah, I don't know why I felt the need to tell you that, but now you know. The nice thing about clouds is that there really isn't a right way to do them. They just gotta look white and round, which is one of the reasons I saved the cloud nail for last, because I knew that towards the end I would really be wanting to be finished. So that's kind of how I try to plan out my sets, is do the most articulate things first and then leave the easy, simple nail art for the last nails. It's funny because I said that the cloud was going to be easy, and then I made the cloud too detailed, and I feel like that's going to be really hard to work with. So let me try it one more time, but actually this time I'm going to use my dotting tool to make it so that it's much more round instead of like having all these little details. Like I always just want to make things too detailed, and it really doesn't need to be. See, that little cloud is much better. I also really like that this white isn't really a milky white, but it's not really like a super thick white, if you know what I'm talking about. And I really like that for this one because I'm not afraid that it's going to start wrinkling if I flash cure it. I feel like it looks so cute just like this. I really hope that it looks even cuter with the puffiness and not less cute. Really hope. It's also kind of funny because I made sure that these square tips were super tapered because I really just prefer tapered square. Like this one specifically that I'm working on right now looks almost like a coffin shape instead of a tapered square. But that actually worked out to my advantage because adding all this puffiness is making the nails so freaking wide, and I think that it would have looked so much worse, almost like a duck nail, if I didn't make sure that they were so tapered. So here's my advice to you. If you are going to do this on square nails, definitely make sure that they are very tapered before you do it, because they're going to end up becoming wider and more flared when you add all the puffiness. Unless you do go back and file the sides a lot after you're done adding the poof, whatever, floof. But honestly, my advice is definitely make sure that your tips are pretty tapered if you are using square, okay? Over taper them before you go in with the floof. Okay, that's it. That's my tip. Okie dokie, and then let's give this little cloud nail a quick top coat before we move on finally to the last nail. Finally. Also, I really love how this cloud one turned out. I don't know if I said that already, but I love it so much. There's a lot of blue and green in these nails, so I definitely think that for this pinky, we're gonna need some pink, like a lot of pink to pull it together, because this cannot be the only pink in the whole set. That would be criminal, especially because look how many pink shades I got, and I only used one of them. That's actually crazy. Also, I find it funny that I said that my plan was to do puffy French tips, and then I ended up not even doing one, but it doesn't matter because I'm not doing one now. For this last nail, I think I'm actually gonna do like a really simple kind of like down the middle split kind of swirl design. So I'm gonna pick just two colors, and I think I'm gonna use Fruit Twist and Pink Glow. So here they are. Epic. Some may say that drawing on the design first just with gel polish might be a waste of time, because you can kind of just do the same thing with the builder gel without having to draw it on and then go back in with the builder gel. But I say that if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail, at least for me. So like drawing the design on my nail first and then going in with the builder gel to kind of like fill it in with the floofify it, I think definitely helped me keep this set clean. Otherwise, I think it would be so bad, like so bad. So I definitely recommend that you draw out your design first with the gel polish, but I mean, you don't have to. If you think it's a waste of time, like you don't gotta do it, but you know, don't say I didn't warn you. I feel like this definitely be looking like yin and yang right here. You know, you see it? So I'm not gonna turn it into yin and yang, but what I am gonna do is put a rhinestone in here and in here, because like, wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be fantastic? Like, do they use rhinestones in puffy nails? I don't know, but am I gonna do it? Yeah, I use rhinestones in puffy nails. Okay, we're doing it. So I just can't decide between whether I want to use these amazing, gorgeous, beautiful ones that I got in my last Temu haul, or if I want to use just regular AB ones, or if I want to use blue ones, because obviously there's a lot of blue in here. Let me grab the blue. I feel like blue would definitely contrast better, and there's a lot of pink on this nail already, so I think I'm gonna go with the blue one. So I think we'll use this size, and we're just gonna put one rhinestone on each color, sort of like yin and yang. It's yin and yang inspired, okay? It's not really yin and yang, but you know, you get the point. You get the point. Yeah, I added another little small one right there because I felt like there was just too much room on this side. It makes it look really cute and asymmetrical, I think. So I think that that is perfect. So I'm just going to give that a flash cure, and then we're going to add the poofiness, and we're going to be almost done. Almost. Okay, half of that happened off camera because like I just feel like you guys have seen enough of this puffiness stuff. I feel like you get the point. So I did that real quick, and I actually really love how it looks with the rhinestones embedded in there like that. It's so cute. I feel like the rhinestones are like I don't know, embedded in there. It just looks cute. Anyway, it's finally time to put the last top coat. I feel like I've been waiting my entire life to do this, so let's just do it. Gonna make sure there's no crusties. Also, I did file this one a bit on the free edge and on the sides. I just did it off camera because, you know, I don't want to bore you with more filing. I filed the free edges and the sides on this one, this one, this one, and this one, and I filed the free edge on this one, but this one is the only one where I filed in between the crevices. All of these ones I didn't file in between the crevices, and I low-key like them better. But anyway, let me top coat this. I'm getting ahead of myself with my final thoughts. Let's do this. And I'm actually going to top coat the rhinestones too, because I feel like some of the builder gel got on them, and they look really cloudy now, so yeah. They're getting top coated as well. I think what really helps is just going in with the end of the cuticle stick like I did at the beginning and literally just carving out like the crevices a bit before you cure it. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it kind of just helps keep them like indented. I don't think you guys are ready. I don't think you guys are ready to see them. Boom! Boom! Here are my finished puffy nails and style. Woohoo! We've got some cat stickers, we got a chubby star charm, we got some rhinestones embedded in there, and overall, I love them so much, actually. I was getting a little down after I did this one. I felt like it wasn't good, but then I went downstairs and my mommy fixed everything because she saw it and she was like, oh my goodness, it's squishy. And I was like, no, Mom, it's not. It's solid. It's hard. And she was like, what? It is? It looks squishy. And I was like, yes, I did it. I achieved puffy. And that made me so happy. So yeah, I'm glad that I went downstairs and she told me that after I did this one, because I think that she gave me the confidence to do an okay job on these ones. I definitely really love this cloud one. This one isn't my favorite design by itself, but I think that altogether it's cohesive and really cute, fun, like summery, puffy set. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching me do this and that you guys are happy that I tried this, because honestly, I don't think I will ever do it again. I started filming this nail art at 3 o'clock and it is now 12:30 at night. Granted, I did take a break to do a homework assignment and eat food, so yeah, you can factor that in. Overall, I think that they turned out super duper cute. Honestly, if you are not one who wants to spend 10 hours on your nails, I would just recommend skipping out on this trend maybe. Although, you know what? Feel free to do it yourself. You could probably do it faster than me because I'm like a perfectionist and I had to go over everything like a million times, but I'm happy with how it turned out, so it's okay. I forgive myself. Anyway, cuties, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, definitely give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. I would really appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up, dude. Like, this video, I spent a lot of time on this video, I'm not gonna lie. Anyway, I hope that you are having the most amazing day, night, week, life, cutie. Sleep well if you are going to sleep, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye! Mwah!